afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Skilba, and I'm the Vice President for Community and Government Relations here at Gateway Technical College. On behalf of our Board of Trustees and President Dr. Brian Albrecht, we welcome you to our S.C. Johnson IMET Center for this historic event, along with it being just a beautiful day, right? It's just beautiful out there. So through all of our efforts with our legislators, many of whom are here today, our county officials and Governor Walker, Southeast Wisconsin truly has the opportunity to lead the world in advanced manufacturing. So in fact, today, President Albrecht boarded a plane and is actually heading to Japan to begin that work. So it is my honor today to welcome home from his own trip to Japan and to southeastern Wisconsin, Wisconsin's Governor Scott Walker.
Good afternoon. Thanks. Well, thanks. In a moment, we're going to make history. And I want to begin by saying thank you, not only to all of you behind us who literally got our back, so thank you to all the folks who are going to help us build this new ecosystem here in southeast Wisconsin. But I want to say thanks. We've got so many different elected officials here, but I want to thank two in particular from this region. Speaker Robin Voss and Representative Peter Barca have been stalwarts leading the way in both parties across chambers. I particularly want to thank the two of you for your incredible leadership on this and here in southeastern Wisconsin. And I know in the not only in the Assembly, but Senator Fitzgerald in the Senate, the co-chairs of the Finance Committee, Alberta Darling and John Nygren, Adam Nylon in the State Assembly, and to all of you here from the legislature, thank you so much for your support. We had great regional support from Racine County, Kenosha County, Milwaukee County. Chris Abley joined us even out in Washington, and we appreciate the support all throughout southeastern Wisconsin. The M7 was remarkable. I mean, literally, as I think about giving that introduction, mentioned that Brian's over in Japan. We were in Osaka. The M7 helped us do that with our team from this region. And in fact, Jim and I think spent more time on a plane than we did actually on the ground, but it was worth it getting on over there. In fact, I just saw a couple of the folks. We were in Tokyo last week, and we were in Seoul. So I was always one step ahead of wherever North Korea was aiming, I guess, along the way. But along the way, we actually saw some of the folks who came over to Tokyo to see our trade delegation because they were so pumped up and excited about our visit last June to Osaka to see the state-of-the-art facility there that's going to be like the state-of-the-art facility right here. And so to the M7, to all the local and municipal and county economic development entities here, particularly in southeastern Wisconsin, but really, as we got talking about this, to economic development entities from all across the state. Paul Farrell and the game of Waukesha County have been spectacular, but I think as I travel the state, and Charlie, I'm spotting you out here, I'm not going to pick on everybody because we've got folks from one end of the state to the other, but Charlie, when we came up to Eau Claire to the Chippewa Valley Airport, you guys had a great sign that says Foxconn, welcome, Wisconsin welcomes Foxconn to Wisconn Valley, and then he pointed out that Chippewa Valley suppliers are ready to do business with Foxconn. So they got it not only here in southeastern Wisconsin, but we can see this is going to be a benefit all across the state. I particularly want to thank, there's so many folks in state government, but two others that have done yeoman's work, and that is the CEO of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, Mark Hogan. And the Secretary of the Department of Administration, Scott Neitzel, has been remarkable. The two of them have been a great team. And we've had so many great employers throughout this region. I mean, we had the team from Rockwell was phenomenal with us. Blake went overseas with us along the way. We had Gail Klappa, who's been a great leader not only in business, but in M7. We've had so many others from GE Healthcare and the Milwaukee Bucks and others who stepped up to be a part of this process. I also want to particularly thank our higher education team here in the state. We've had the University of Wisconsin system from UW Parkside here in the right in the backyard here, University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, University of Wisconsin-Madison, Marquette University. The list goes on and on and on of great stalwarts who've been a part of this, in addition to our phenomenal technical colleges, not only Gateway, but the great team from Gateway to Milwaukee Area Technical College to Waukesha County Technical College, and really our technical college system all across the state of Wisconsin. So let's give a big round of applause to our higher education. Today is one of those days we savor. And you think about, for all the years that so many of us running for office, be it at the local level, and I want to thank all of our local officials in Racine County, Waukesha County, Milwaukee County, at both the county and the municipal level. But for years, all of us, no matter what office we've run for, we talk about wanting to have good-paying, family-supporting jobs. That's really what today's all about. When you think about good-paying, family-supporting jobs, there are things that we sometimes do in office at the local and the state level that are about today or even tomorrow. This is about far into the future. This is about ensuring that our children and our children's children will have those kind of really generational type of opportunities, and that those opportunities won't be just limited to the direct jobs here, the 13,000 jobs in this region, but to the 10,000 construction jobs, of which just a sample reflected here of the firms that are going to be involved in that from all across the state, to all the thousands of jobs from people who are going to be a part of the supply chain from one end of the state to the other. When you think about $1.4 billion on an annual basis of supply chain, put that in perspective. I just on Saturday saw 270 airmen in Kunsan Air Base in South Korea, and thought about those men and women. And you think about a great company here in Wisconsin, Oshkosh Corporation, that makes armored vehicles to protect men and women in our service. And that company does about $300 million a year in supply chain here in the state of Wisconsin. It's going to be $1.4 billion when it comes to Foxconn. So from all the way here in southeastern Wisconsin, all the way up to Superior and everywhere in between, they're going to be good-paying jobs for people for generations to come. So we're thrilled about that. We're thrilled about the fact that these are going to be the first of its kind made in America. Representative Mason, you had, I saw clips of it, and I retweeted. I hope you saw it. I loved your comment about how, you know, we used to have jobs that were exceptional, the working class jobs here, but to do that, you got to make things in America. You got to make them in America. And I'm proud to say that not only will these LCD panels be made for the first time in America, they'll be made proudly here in the great state of Wisconsin. And then finally, I want to add to this that, you know, we're obviously thrilled about the good-paying jobs, family-supporting jobs. We're thrilled about the fact that we're making this here in America. But part of why we branded this early on, Wisconn Valley, was because we think this is bigger than just an employer. And believe me, it's a big employer. I mean, 20 million square feet, 1,000 acres. You're talking about something that's, maybe it's a sore spot to bring up this comparison after last night, but it's big enough to put 11 Lambeau Fields inside of it, so it is big. And they'll come back too, so don't worry about that. But along the way, I think about it bigger than just this ecosystem that will be built right here physically in southeastern Wisconsin is what it means. As I said, I was in the Republic of Korea and Japan last week. Every stop I went to, every place I went, Prime Minister Abe in Tokyo, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Korea, to a person, everyone brought up Foxconn. Everyone said, congratulations, wow, that's big. Even the people from Samsung said that to me, which is amazing because that's a competitor. But they understood it, what a big deal this was to be in America, but particularly a big deal to be done right here in the state of Wisconsin. And so this is one of those things that's transformational. This is one of those things where we'll look back and we'll see the impact it had, again, not just on this county or adjoining counties in this region, but we'll have all across the state. It will have a tremendous impact, again, not only on jobs, but in terms of attracting talent, I know a lot of employers, understandably so, the economy is so good, they're saying, hey, wait a minute, you're going to put 13,000 more jobs in Wisconsin? No, our quest in doing this is to send a message not just to employers, but to send a message to talent across this region, across the country and around the world, that this is a place, if Foxconn picked us, you should pick Wisconsin to come work at. Not just at Foxconn, but we got a lot of other great businesses, big and small alike, that we'd love to plug you into. And so we're going to use this as leverage to attract even more employees, even more talent, to help employers from one end of the state to the other. We're going to do even more to go from brain drain to brain gain, because we think when you have advanced manufacturing like this, high-tech, highly dynamic manufacturing, it's the sort of thing that is a compelling argument, not just to keep our talent, but for those kids that are starting out this school year in 6th grade, taking their academic and career plans. It's a pretty compelling argument that maybe I should get interested in manufacturing, because look at the cool things that are being made in the state of Wisconsin. And finally, I think about all the venture capital. When you look at ecosystems like this around the world, they don't just attract talent, they don't just attract suppliers, they attract entities that are willing to invest in the startup opportunities, in the scale-up on opportunities, and in helping the small businesses grow into bigger businesses. They're looking to be planted near an ecosystem like this. And so this is one of those days where I think for all of you in the legislature, Republican and Democrat alike who voted for this, I believe every day after this day and going forward, when you see more teams of construction crews from Wisconsin on site, when you hear about the supply chain being added to one company after another, one employee after another, when you see the dramatic impact this has on our young people and keeping our talent and growing our talent and attracting to our talent here in the state of Wisconsin, there's a lot of things we do in our time in office. I hope this is one of the proudest. I know it is for me. And so with that, before we sign this, I would just give one more challenge to all of us here, not just to higher education, although it's a key part of it. My challenge to all of us here and all that we represent is sometimes people ask me, will Foxconn live up to their promise? Well, as you all know, in the legislation, and we even strengthened it the other day, gives even more tools to ensure that we only pay to grow, that we only pay to make that capital investment and to provide the number of jobs we talked about. But I would say to you, my belief is, having seen this new 8K technology in Osaka and thinking about it being built right here in the state of Wisconsin, I'm more than confident that this is going to happen. The challenge I would ask you to help me embark on is making sure we're up to the challenge. I believe we are. I believe that we can produce the talent and the supply chain and the tools and the opportunities to make this not just successful, but to make it one of the most successful ventures in the history of the world. And I believe all of us here today working together as we got to this point are set to embark on that journey going forward, to make sure that we not just break ground next year, but that we open up this facility in 2020, that we have the talent, that we have the opportunities, that we have it done on time, and that we're ready to go and maximize it. Again, not just for the people working here and with this company, but for all our employees who stand to benefit by us attracting talent from around the world right here to the great state of Wisconsin. So help join me in that effort. Let's bring the bill up. I'll invite, in fact, I'd love to have a number of lawmakers join us here as well with the construction crew. I got plenty of space. Don't push each other off the end. But they're going to bring a table up and we'll make this the law. How about that?